Good evening, my friends. Friday, the 15th of March. And on my video today on the shorts, I said for 15th of February. So I'm correcting this time. And in my video, I will be talking about election in Russia. What will be the outcome in Gaza? What will happen if 45th will be re-elected? Will 45th get more help with the courts cases? Will Trump have a physical or mental breakdown? What Trump's children are thinking about him? What is under Ivana's coffin? Everyone wants to always go back to that coffin. Will Harry go back to the family in England? Matt Gaetz had subpoena from a young woman who was a teenager, 16-year-old, and now she's suing him for sexual abuse. So those will be the subjects. I predicted that Fani Willis will stay on her job, and I saw her. I'm staying. And I had some doubts, and I was telling Cheryl, you think I'm correct? And she said, your first impression was that that's what happened, and stay with it. So thank you, Cheryl, for giving me the beliefs in myself. And in Russia, what was most people... in Russia, most people have 2 days off now, Friday and Saturday. Friday, Saturday and Sunday. When I was growing up in Poland, until the 70s, we didn't have 2 days on the road off. Only once a month we will have free Saturday. When I was at school, we didn't have that. Eventually, there was one free Saturday. You felt like you are crazy. So I was checking if they have the same situation in Russia now. No, they have 2 days off, most people. But then some people are working, like over here in Canada, different shifts and so on. So, but I believe that there will be some more movements on the weekend. Today was Friday, and they have to work. Even that, a lot of places where they were going to vote were showing the instability. People were throwing, how you call those bottles, knockout bottles. One lady poured the ink on the votes, and somewhere the fire started. That's only what we can see. Remember, they don't let you to see everything. So those few are giving us the clue that a lot of people are protesting. I didn't see any crowds, any lineups. So the amount of people who went to vote was minimum. Only the ones who are in the party, they have to, because otherwise they will lose privileges to belong to special stores, to have the better apartments and so on, or even cars. So those people that we have seen, most of them are the party class. And I didn't see too many people coming for voting. How that went. Of course, I said that Putin will win, because no matter what, he will have to win another 6 years. Yeah, most people went and enjoyed themselves. The harvest still will be good for Putin. Yes, the harvest. But they will show him, you better negotiate with us. You are not as strong as you were before. That will give him a clue that he is not popular like even 6 years ago. So he has to be aware that there is more people who are not on his side. And he was the only one who was that long in a power like Stalin. Otherwise, no one was holding to the power that long. And he has to be aware about that. JR, Heaven on the Earth, that's a person who is asking question. What is the outcome of the war in Gaza? Will they get aid and take their country back? Will there be a state solution, two-state solution? Will they become one state with rights for all? And I saw a burnt cake, and it is really very tiny amount that you can still kind of save. The rest is burned to the ground, the cake. So it looks like there will be damage, extreme damage, and more casualties, more graveyards. If there will be probably problem in the whole region. There will be nothing to be proud about, like if the baker destroy that much of the cake, there is nothing to save. So this will be, no, maybe there will be something to save, but it's not to be proud of. And I will pull 3 cards. They will eventually rejuvenate, rebuild themselves. They will feel still isolated, hermits, but they will have more security. So the whole world will be trying to kind of give them security. But right now the situation is bad, going for worst. And I'm feeling sorry for anyone who is living there and going through that, because they are not offensive anymore. They are just suffering to being on the wrong place. User X01TM, because there is a lot of users. What will you say if 45 gets elected? I will say even if he is not elected, he will claim that he is elected. So be prepared that he will be cheating even more than he was cheating before. And that he will be telling everyone that he is a winner. If Democrats are not ready for that, then there will be a problem. And I said I see a tornado and I can't see too much outside that tornado. So there will be problems. And yeah, what will be poor people of Ukraine, poor people of Gaza, poor people of Europe, everywhere. And in USA and in Canada, we will feel very upset, feeling poor without the strength and so on. So how it will be. I pulled the cards. Yeah, he will be as crazy as he was before. It will be a good harvest for him, but everyone will feel vulnerable, not knowing what to do. You remember, there was a complete chaos. Nothing like it is now with Biden. There was no one fired, there was no cheatings, there was no scandals. With Trump, there was every day some drama going on, and it will be even worse. I think he would like to be dictator for all the time, not only for one day. That's joking. He wants to stay as a dictator. Elaine V. Will Trump get more help with the court cases in the future? Yes, he will. From insane lunatics. Delay, delay, delay. Never-ending story. So he will be probably getting away with the law. Again, good harvest for him. He will get out of the cave. So he is right now getting into the cave. They think that they can catch him. No one will trust him, and no one will trust in the system because it's too slow. And I know I can't do anything about that. I can just say what I'm seeing, and that they are too slow to reach any real consequences for him, and he will get out from being charged. The only thing I think it will be his mental instability. E. John Carr 447. Do you see Trump having a physical or mental breakdown? The mental breakdown, it will be complete when he will bankrupt. And it will happen, but not yet. That time he might be even suicide because I saw him putting the gun to his head. So it will be but by that time his Alzheimer will reach to the sky. So when he will feel that he is vulnerable, that he can do this, he can do that, his wonderful wife probably will leave him, but the other ones will come. Oh gosh, he might have, no, the last one is a doctor, so double meaning card. So he might have changed Melania for a doctor who will take care of him. Yeah, it looks like he might have the same problem as his father had. Car and back 9084. Do you see Trump becoming ill physically and incapacitated? There will be some information, but no one will be believing them. They will be thinking it's EI. So there will be AI. And he will get away. That's what I was talking about a moment ago. User PP3WE. Trump is having a mini strokes, and it is why he is having trouble speaking at this rallies. Is it true? And when I closed my eyes, I saw very old lock in the door. Do you remember, like about in the 50s, every door has the same lock in the neighborhood. I'm surprised, but I had those keys and people were saying, so how come you have quite a few the same keys? I said, because I have antique store, whoever is new. And the locks are the same. They were the same. And this one is rusty and it will be hard to turn on. So Trump's, he will be more rusty. His brain will be more corroded. And that will happen to him. He will still be very bossy. He will have probably a lot of help from others and the doctor. Another card for a doctor. Knight of Love, King of Love. They are double meaning to me as a doctors. It will be better if he had this earlier than later, and maybe that will stop the election from going too fast, and maybe before he will be elected, he will be taken to the quieter place. Sandra Dobrowicki. What do Trump children really think of Trump? Included Baron, Tiffany, Ivanka, Don Jr. and Eric. So those are the kids that we know of. But apparently he has some that we don't know of. Baron, Ivanka, and Tiffany are waiting for him to shut up. Eric and Junior are like someone on the roller coaster. They can't get out. They are just excited of the journey, screaming to each other ears, closing eyes and going because they can't get out. So I will see what the cards are saying. They have a bumpy road, but Ivanka and Tiffany and Baron are a surprise. The kids are thinking the grass is greener somewhere else, and they want him to actually not being elected. They want him to get out of the race. They just want the money, to collect the money for the lawyers. Otherwise, they don't really care for him to be re-elected. That's my feeling. Ivanka doesn't want to be too close to him. Melania is never showing herself on any of his rallies. Before she was, Ivanka was all the time there, and everyone was standing and being so obedient. Not anymore. Patricia EPP, can you please check under Ivana's casket buried in the dirt? What is buried in the dirt under the casket? I never had that question, but it's usually around why the casket was so heavy. I see Ivana like a Greek's statue, and she is standing next to column and in the pose, don't touch me, because I'm fragile, I'm monumental. You know, you can't really play with the monuments from Greek culture. So it looks like she is protecting this. I don't think he will be stupid enough to put anything valuable under, because there is no way that he can dig out without making a big fuss for people that he's digging out her grave, her coffin. That's not an easy task to destroy the dead body, or even playing with, pulling. So I don't think he was stupid enough to put anything in the coffin or under. Yeah, no matter what, he still was in love with her. And she was maybe telling him that what to do, because she was giving him some advices. The journey was not easy for her, and she probably died, I said, drinking and falling down. But I don't think he put anything under the casket. It's better if she would be scaring him after death. Lenny Ann, 402. Do you see Prince Harry coming back to the family in England with his wife Meghan and children? And I saw him like a Bigfoot. A lot of imagination, people will be seeing him here and there, but not really. He is not going to show up. Bigfoot is hard to see, and he will be running from his yesterday or the day before. I think yesterday was the anniversary of Prince Diana's, and the brothers show up on the screen, but not together. So he had the opportunity to go and visit his brother and stand up because the father is sick, and William's wife is sick, but no, they just have different speeches separately, so there is no really ability for them to be reunited. And I think Prince Harry has a transplant. He looks much better with more hair. So the way they do the transplant, they are taking hair from the back and putting them on the top. I know someone who did that. Good for him. They grow very slow, but they grow. And I think Trump has the same thing. And long time ago, I said that Matt Gaetz eventually will be in hot water because we were waiting, and I was so surprised that he was getting away with the crime. Everyone was talking about young girls and him. And Greenback, I think that was the name of his good buddy, that they were doing some things. Greenback was testifying against him, but somehow that was quiet. Maybe because Matt Gaetz' father is very influential, as well lawyer. Matt Gaetz is a lawyer from Harvard, if I remember correctly. So, and Matt Gaetz want to run for governor. Wait, guy, you might not even run for Congress anymore. Kevin McCarthy is so upset with him and getting very even, so he will not let any donors to be on Matt Gaetz' side. And now he is helping that young girl to put the accusations, and Matt Gaetz gets subpoena. I wonder how that will go. I'm checking which way the cards are. So we will learn about his devil work. The lawyer will take care of him. His family will try to help him as much as they can. We will learn more even dirty things, I bet. He has a very young son, not young, he is on university, but he adopted apparently a young boy from Mexico. That story should be better known. Why did he adopt? What happened with the mother of that young boy? Did she really die? And he had to adopt her. How old was she when she gave birth to that young boy, who looks very much like Matt Gaetz, but they are saying he was adopted. And the grandparents are raising the boy, but he was very proud that he has a child, adopted child. But we have to check if this is really adopted or if it is his. Okay. God Hen Army. I think you meant China will invade Taiwan, not Thailand. Sorry if I said the wrong country. I mean Taiwan. Tornadoes in Ohio and Indiana. All my prayers to all those people who went through that horrific experience, and I'm worried that there will be more and more this year, and the water will be rising on the oceans, and there will be more hurricanes and tornadoes. Lola Herrera, 6. Are you taking any new questions? I'm taking questions from comment section, so if you would like to ask the question, please ask, but I'm not taking private questions. Private questions you can ask on the private reading, and I forgot about mentioning at the beginning, but if you would like to participate in a free reading donated by Janet and Tamburg, please write your comments under this video. And Monday, when I will have live stream with Cheryl. We will find I will be going through the names and she will say stop. And that way everyone has equal opportunity to be the winner of half an hour reading. So please write your comments, questions preferably, and I will be answering them. If for the private questions, please book appointment with me on my website. There is a calendar, you can choose your date, and always check what the time difference. I think they are automatically telling the calendar will tell you the time on your place and mine, but be always cautious. And Alexandra Day is saying that there are some poor people who smell like a fish, because I was joking about Trump that he has that fishy smell, but that was suspected smell. But some people have that fishy smell, and I would like to give grannies advice. Many years ago, I was fanatic about watching all the mystery diagnoses. Gosh, I had to see all those, and sometimes few times if I was lucky, because they were on TV. And there was one lady, young girl, who was having a problem smelling really fishy, and it was affecting her private life, social life. So eventually the doctors told her that she's eating too many fishes that are smoked. So if someone has that fishy smell, they can avoid to eat those foods that will give them the smell. I had a girlfriend from Indonesia, and she was especially eating those little tiny dry fish, and they were like snacks, like chips. And she said, "Eat, you will smell like fish." That was not my cup of tea. And she said, "Yeah, that's exciting. This is very exciting for guys because you smell certain way." I said, "Well, I will pass on that advice." Very nice girlfriend. But that was many, many years ago. We were in England in the college, and I remember that. And she said, we are, especially when we're going for a date, we want to excite the guy, and we eat those fishy chips. Her mom sent her a parcel that time, and she was so happy. And I tried a few. It was not my cup of cake, but when someone has that smell, you can tell them that they can avoid eating certain foods. And I want to pray for my friend Melinda. I hope you are going to be able to find a new job and figure out how to deal with the old nasty boss. And all the best to anyone who is struggling sometimes with those people who are not fair to you at the office places, or people who are trying to dominate you in the office. That's sometimes very often, that's quite often what's happened. So all the best to everyone who is having problem, because it affects your mental statement when you are feeling all the time that you have to go back to that place and you are not happy there. So all the best to everyone, anyone who is suffering, anyone who is worried about feeling homeless, or worry about money, about health, about friendship, being misunderstood about something. That's happening very often. So all my energy, I'm sending the best energy to everyone who needs that help, and to people of Gaza, people of Ukraine. Odessa was bombarded the worst today ever, because Putin wants to show his dominancy, that he is dominating that part of the world. And our prayers that the Republicans will do something about this. They can help. And I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for likes and coming for readings. And see you Monday. Bye-bye.